Thank you very much, Kwezi, for the introduction and welcome. And I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate the Leo Africa Institute for putting on such an amazing gathering of young leaders, bringing young leaders from over 38 countries. For the first gathering, I think you deserve a very big congratulations. I'd also like to thank my colleagues, Anna and Carl, who have reinforced the importance of leadership, the importance of networks and coming together and tapping into the opportunities the young people of Africa have, especially. And also, I recognize the youth present here today. The youth present, of course, led by an amazing speech and opening by Angela, who I wish to congratulate and wish all the best in her upcoming aspirations, and to just reinforce that you are the future, and every other obstacles you're going to face in this journey is a validation of who you really are and the opportunities you can bring to life. And I think when we think about the future, the future is normally talked about as something that is far away, but the future is actually now, and you are the leaders this generation needs. As I think about the gathering and the current pandemic, I notice we clearly earmarked it and said beyond the crisis. For me, deep down, I still feel we're right in the middle of the crisis, but that shouldn't bring us down. It should actually be a reminder, recalling, words that were once said, that we should never waste a crisis and rise up to unlock the opportunities that are there for us as young people across Africa and the world. And all of us here look forward to, of course, a thriving Africa. But with COVID-19, we've seen such a damage to our economies, and a lot of youth have been affected, facing job losses. And we work with startups. I like to say that's my 26-hour day job, but we've seen startups actually have to close shop as a result of the pandemic. But nevertheless, we've also seen young people who have become more innovative and who are utilizing technology over the past months to unlock what we now know as the low-touch economy that COVID has brought down. And for every young person who's listening in here, and every young person, every organization that works with young people, I think for me, the call is simple, that everyone, each one of us, has a role to play in transforming our communities. And this opportunity knocks once, and if missed, getting it back may never happen again. And I keep telling my team at the Innovation Village that we are fortunate, we are actually fortunate to be at the center of unlocking opportunities for these young people. And for me personally, this is evident from all the interactions I have with entrepreneurs in what I call my 26-hour day job, 8 days a week. I meet entrepreneurs who are bold and want to go out there, and each of them has something they need and they feel they need to contribute. But oftentimes, a lot of these entrepreneurs go on to chew more than they can bite, because you're really trying to build something that you believe in. I've seen many entrepreneurs pour their hearts out and souls to bring forth the change they believe in. And I've seen entrepreneurs who carry the weighty risks, who take on heavy financial risks and, of course, reputational risks in case they fail. And whenever I'm speaking to these entrepreneurs, it's always encouraging, because they really embody the future we need to see with young people. And I encourage them by telling them, even if we could fail, let's do it such that those that may come after us may go forward because of the courage you've been able to demonstrate. So as I conclude, I want to advocate for every young person out there to be the change you want to see and stand up. And I always say that, our countries have as capable entrepreneurs as anywhere else in the world. And therefore, as we begin to think about how we recover from the pandemic, I encourage you to, against all odds, against everything that, evidence that you may prove that you are not able to achieve this, begin that journey. And I'm happy to guarantee our support and the support of the Innovation Village team to walk this journey with you as we begin to recover from the pandemic. Once again, I'd like to congratulate the Leo Africa Institute team for putting on such a great convening. And for me personally, I'd like to see that the convening is just the start, not the end of so many conversations that we'll begin having today about the Africa that we want. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Japheth. And for you who's joining us virtually, we know 2020 has been such a difficult year. And that's why over the next 3 years, over the next 3 days, we will reflect more deeply on each of these crises in detail. Again, something that Japheth mentioned is the importance of networks, yes, but also supporting networks. And Japheth, you'll excuse me, I'll have to stick with you because you mentioned something interesting about the uncertainties that that the pandemic and the crisis it has caused have affected entrepreneurs. But your organization has done something that is quite different. While everyone else was closing shop during the lockdown, you opened up 2 new innovation hubs in 2 major cities in Uganda, one in the north and one in the west. What was the magic behind that?
well, it's not magic, Kwesi, and thank you for bringing that up. It's really understanding the potential that this young generation has. A quick example is when we're launching one of our hubs in Barara, I met a young guy who, 16 years old, got a scholarship to go to the best secondary school in the country from senior 1 to senior 6, and he dropped out at senior 4 because the school could no longer challenge his aspirations to learn. So as I speak right now, Segawa is studying aeronautic engineering at the flying school in Soroti. And while he was pitching his project, he was sharing about a drone he has already created. I remember he called me up 5 a.m. On a Saturday to borrow about $30 to buy an old remote such that he can put he can use the components in there to put in his drone so he can control it from his mother's phone. So the question I keep asking myself is, where do young people like Segawa go? And I'm delighted that in trying to answer this question, we've been given that opportunity to fight in the gutters along these young people. So we've opened up innovation hubs in Gulu, again, where we took up the biggest bar in the town and turned it into the biggest community of entrepreneurs. But also recently opened up a maker space because I couldn't fathom the idea that in this time and age, young people are struggling to find a 3D printer, and yet we call ourselves a young creative economy. So for me, like I said in the opening, that crisis is spelled opportunity, and we saw opportunity to reach out to to create a platform that encourages and gives hope to young people that they are not alone in the struggle of bringing their ideas to life. And of course, it's an absolutely difficult job, which is why I say it's not a miracle. But then when you keep seeing opportunities come to life for young people, that's the reward, and that's why we built the Innovation Village.
Thank you. And Carl, in your